this episode of the Cooped Up podcast. I'm joined again by Mayu Kassa. Links to his podcast, Meet Kassa, and to his link tree will be in the description. And shout out 2K for making the same shitty game and getting my ass to buy it every single fucking year.
You don't want no smoke with us. Papa X, feeling love. Never stress, I'm blowing up. She text me, I text her back. Bitch, what you want? She want the company, don't run from me. Say, baby, I got my eyes on you. Hey, let go. Hey, bad little bitch with me, smoke frontal. Shoot out the hill, I feel like Alonzo. Pass it to Brody, I feel like I'm Rondo. It's so stuck, I'm stuck on the
Okay, I'm tapped in. All right, run that back by me. I'm focused now. My phone is out.
Oh, okay. Hold on. One thing I did want to kick it around with you for. You know that old adage that people say all the time? How
What?
everything, like they'll say it to the people who kind of were a little weird, weren't that, like kind of weird in high school. They'll say, everything changes after high school. No, it does. I don't think so.
That's what, bro, you should, bro, Bat and I talk about this all the time. I had this feeling because, like, Stanford, right?
Yeah.
I grew up, I went to school, like, literally, this is no exaggeration, okay? Like, this is no exaggeration. You could throw a stone from where I went to school to Stanford's football stadium, which is the huge entrance of their, like, it's the whole campus. Like, that's, like, pretty middle of their campus, right? So, like, and that's where I grew up for most of my life, right? Up to that. And, like, dude, this is, like, not shit they want out there, but obviously high schoolers, what do you think high schoolers do? Especially if you're, like, a competent kid, especially kids from, like, street niggas who then started, like, these, not me, but, like, especially my homies, like, street niggas, and then they start hanging out with white kids, and then everybody's trying to go to frat parties, especially kids who are, you know what I mean? You're going to get in. You're going to be fine. Like, to go do the thing. So it kind of, you're already starting to see there's, like, some dweebers. Like, there's whole groups of kids, they were really cool, but there's just, like, dormers, all dudes, and all they would do is they would get, like, shut down the whole thing and play beer pong, and it was cool. It was, like, 30 of them, but it was all bros every weekend for, like, 8 weeks straight, and I was like, oh, this is their, like, their thing. Like, and then we started realizing they were some of them were punks. Like, homies took their table because they wanted to go smoke by the lake thing. Like, the homies took like,
You just like, it's all right. It's all right. They'll figure it out. Bro, like, when I was, like, we're walking around here, and it's like, I swear, if you didn't really get it in high school, like, if you were a little off, because there are plenty of people. I was one of them first parts of high school. You're a little off. Hey, there we go. Starting early.
Wake up. Dude, I don't even drink, really. That's why that's funny.
But,
Bad.
so, hey, there you go.
All right, keep going.
So, like, you could be a little odd in high school, but I feel like if you're odd and you're kind of, like, outside looking in, you realize it, and, like, next time going into college, you kind of know, you internalize that, and you're like, all right, I'm going to be different next time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought that's kind of how everybody did it. And then I really, I met people who were like, it's not, I was kind of weird to the people in high school. It's like, nah, fuck my high school. They're all douchebags. They're all assholes. They didn't fuck with me. Yeah. And those people within 3 days were like, yeah, we don't fuck with you. Holy shit, man.
To you?
No, not to me, but, like, to specific kids there, you're like, dude.
Bro, there's a lot of weird, like, Cooper, you're ready for the real world. You've been doing stand-up. What are you talking about? You're not, like, okay, dude, I'll tell you a very funny story. So, like, the reason, it's not funny, it's just, like, a life thing. The reason I pretty much don't talk to a lot of my friends from high school or whatever, it's not even because I don't like them or anything, right? It's when you start, like, here's the exact example of one person in particular. Like, this is about a year after. No, this is less than a year, but about a year after being out of high school. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's come back from, like, for, like, Thanksgiving or whatever, right? And I had been doing stand-up for a while up to that point, like a couple months. Like, you know what I mean? Like, starting, like, June or some shit, okay? And then these kids, I'm at an open mic on, like, Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And they want to go have this party. Mind you, Palace's a small town. They want to go have this pantsless party where they wear their boxers like you do on homecoming in high school. You know what I mean? after.
Yeah, no, we didn't do that, but
Okay,
everywhere else on my gap year, people were like, yeah, we did that. So maybe my town was just
no,
weird.
it's just some soy boy shit. You feel me? But like,
We had too many self-conscious white dudes like, no, they'll see it.
yeah, but the point is, no pretentious shit, because we're
Yeah.
not even on shit yet. What I realized was it's very hard to be in like a comedy club or at an open mic with all these weird little degenerate fucks, like seeing adults and like all this crazy, you know what I mean? And there's
Yeah.
little like you're starting to think about like shit like a business where it's, oh, this might be make or break. I gotta start thinking about my like career minded, right? Versus
Yeah.
one you're gonna do and like still trying to fit in and shit. You can't be in the club on Sunday. This is how I put it, and then back at the fucking PJ party.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah, I get a little bit what you're saying
in
because when I
computer- in-
showed up here, I like didn't see anybody for like the first 3 days, and people like now be like, "What were you doing?" And I'm like, "Dude, I just like went to a mic and like got rolling, and like that was like my first thought when I got here. Like I didn't. Friends was like 3 for me.
Yeah, but like, there's gonna be kids like that there too that you'll get along with.
Yeah.
That they're even school minded. But you know what I mean? There's people like that. Like, they already know what the fuck
Yeah.
they're gonna do. So like, everything else they're like will fall into place. You just because if you subscribe to that formula, keep doing what you're doing. But
Yeah.
it makes you more mature if you have a direction, right? Like even if
Yeah.
you all the stupid shit or whatever, you're still trying to figure something out. Like you're working something in your head
Yeah.
versus being like, how many White Claws do you think I can drink this year? Like, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
break like arbitrary records that don't really
Yeah.
matter. Like,
I'm gonna have
shit.
I'm gonna have at least one White Claw a day for 4 straight years. It's gonna be
Dude,
cool. It's gonna be badass.
It's like, who does that? This is shit I wish I knew when I was like 15, 16. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because right when you said that whole thing about White Claws, I remembered like my buddy when he went to go visit Penn State, he met a kid and he was like, yo, he's drinking a beer every day for 5 years. And I'm like, wait.
Alcoholism.
I'm like, even if it's one, maybe he's not an alcoholic, but I'm like, dude, how do we think that's the important part of the story and that you didn't just realize that he drank for 5 straight years? That also means he's been in college for 5 years. That means he did at least 1 year longer because of that.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. That definitely impeded his success in many ways.
You know, and I was like, yeah, no, looking back on it, when I was 15, I probably like, that's sick. Now I realize like Penn State's a lot of fucking money.
But also a beer a day. Like, I don't think that it was just a beer a day. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
definitely not. But think about keeping that going during finals for no reason. Just being like coming home after a final and his friends being like, you have to drink a beer. You got to keep your streak alive.
Bro, people be acting like they're like old time carpenters and shit. Like they're like, I worked a long day and I came home and I had my one Samuel Adams. And like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You took a Sixers and natties to the neck, and then you started talking some weird shit. And then your homie had a little fireball left over. You're like,
and then you said some weird shit to a girl, and that was your long day. Now you're just mentally defeated. Don't act like you actually worked hard. You just struck out.
Bro, you ate a Chick-fil-A sandwich. You're in a food coma. You're drinking Fireball out of the freezer.
Yeah,
it's all good. It's all good.
Literally, man. Like.
Yeah.
And you can still, like, do what you want. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a pot dude, but...
I'm going to drink right now. What time is it? But I don't do this. Like, bro.
You don't drink often.
This is, like, no funny shit. Like, you could ask... bro, barely. And I haven't even taken a sip.
What is the occasion, then?
No, nothing, bro. I'm doing Cooper's pod, bro.
There you go. There you go. I like it.
You always be sipping whenever you come to the pod. I was like, let's get on it.
Yeah.
Also, because with the blunt, it's always nice. And
there
like,
you go.
I don't give a fuck. I've been eating clean and working out a lot, so like.
There you go. Are people is it starting to open up out there at all?
Oh, not in San Francisco. There's no stand up for sure.
No.
In California, is about to be so stupid, bro. We're about to gang out to Austin.
I know. I
yeah,
know.
Well, did you watch him and Duncan?
Huh?
Did you watch him and Duncan?
No, I haven't yet. Was it?
Dude, you don't even need to watch. Like, you watch all of it. It goes by really quickly. Like, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking shit. I'm like, you know me. I talk shit up
How
front.
long was it? How long did it get?
Right? 5 hours. See, like, I watched it like an hour, right? And I was like, what is this? But they're such good friends. You know what I mean? It goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when he talks about Mitzi, you talk about the comedy store in Mitzi, you see him be like superhuman, and you see him when he's like 20. Like you see it in his face. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like he goes back. Bro, he started almost crying because he was talking about how Mitzi was the first time he realized he didn't have to be scared anymore. He's like, okay, I can do this. Yeah, it's just like, you gotta watch it.
Really?
It's so dope.
Wow.
It's so dope. Because people, like, yeah, dude, he's crazy. Bro, he got started getting emotional because he has this painting of her, right? Or like this picture. It's a photo. And everything else in the studio has been moved out, but he wouldn't let them move that. He's taking that on the plane with him. He has to take it with him himself. That's crazy.
Wow.
Like, yeah, bro. Like, whatever Rogan gets emotional, it's dope.
What special did he dedicate to her?
I have no idea. Did he do that?
Yeah.
That's sick.
It's either one of the two on Netflix or it might be Rocky Mountain High. But I think she was still alive when he did Rocky Mountain High.
Dude, whichever one is him with the TNT thing on it was so funny. I was listening to it and I was like fucking a 12. Like,
yeah, bro. To me, I was listening to Rocky Mountain High the other day, and it was just like all the old shit is so funny. Like he's still hilarious now.
So funny. Like he doesn't get credit because I don't know, because he's like smart now. He's like smart. You know what I mean? Not like smart, but like young Rogan who said retarded shit was hilarious. That's what he is on Duncan podcast.
Like, bro,
sorry, I'm dyslexic. I already told you I'm dyslexic. It's my second N word. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Special needs, whatever you.
No, dude, I swear, I was 50-50 on like had that word gone completely out of style. And you know me, basketball coach called me, and my fucking parents called me it. I was sad to lose that one. You show up to an open mic in New York, oh my God. Dudes throw around autistic like you get paid to.
Yeah, like I don't think anybody really cares unless you're using it like an asshole. I'm gonna be honest, because I hear people all the time. Like, I don't know. I'm just not going to care about the feedback. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm learning from 50 Cent. Okay? Which is, if you don't care about the feedback ever, they go, well, that's 50. Like, I'm waiting.
That's true. Look at Daniel Tosh.
Exactly. Eventually they go, well, that's Mayu. And then it'll be fine.
Yeah. You just got to get to that point, man. That's why, like, mics here are interesting. To come from San Fran to New York in the park, it's like taking the restrictors fully off. Like legitimately, you're like dudes will get up there and like just straight up talk emotionally for 3 minutes. Like they'll talk about their girlfriend leaving them and stuff, and it's like, dude, what are we doing? The walls of a comedy show have broken so much to the point where it's just like it's basically the equivalent of, remember that Jesus guy who used to stand in the park and yell? Like, you know, in San Francisco, he'd stand on the street with a microphone and be like, come to God. He is coming.
Like that. There's a lot of people. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's like one of those, but we take turns.
At the open mics?
Yeah. Like some guys will come up and you're like, is he just talking? I think he's just telling a life story right now with no jokes.
Dude, that Joey Diaz thing about there's a fine line between open mics and mental health, like mental health clinics.
Yeah.
It's very factual.
Very factual.
Oh, we're there.
You go long enough without doing it. After you do it for a while, you start to feel insane.
Dude, where's everybody like hanging out at your school right now? Like, where do they just kick it?
They kick it like we have like
with no mask on.
With no mask on when you're in a room. Now they're so bad, bro, because like apparently like want to send us home, kind of. They like don't want us to be here.
Yeah.
So basically, if you're caught without a mask on outside of your own room, or if an RA comes and knocks on the door and you don't like put one on by the time they let the RA in, you'll get like a strike, and you get 3 of those, you're booted.
Dude, they're finessing.
Yeah.
This is like a PayPal finesse.
It is. Our buddy walked to the bathroom. It's like 1 a.m. RA's like, do you have a mask on? And he's like, no. And he's like, do you have it in your pocket? And he's like, fuck, my bad. I'll walk back to my room right now. He gets an email the next morning saying, if you receive one more warning about not wearing a mask, you will be asked to be removed from campus and pay a $1,500 fine. And they're like, you have gotten 2 warnings. And he was like, what the fuck?
$1,500 for spreading diseases.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's way more applicable fines at colleges for that kind of shit, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a money scheme right now. Like,
Everybody.
bro, I'm in campus, but all 5 of my classes are online, and depending on the time of day you show up to the cafeteria to eat, they legitimately won't have food. Yesterday they had
You're
they had
semi-homeless.
Huh?
You're semi-homeless.
Yeah, semi. Like dollar pizza has now become like the main emphasis of my diet.
Is it good at least? Like,
Yeah, New York dollar pizza is really good. Really
that's
good.
what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always been jealous of that. I was like, that's a good concept. LA, they would never. They're like,
No.
it's $4.50 and it's got olive oil and garlic on it.
Yeah.
Fuck you mean a cheese slice.
Wait,
They
is
look-
that a joke that Bill Burr makes about like when he brought his friends to LA and saying he's like, there's nothing open past 3 a.m. What the fuck is this? Is that true? Does nothing in LA stay open wicked late?
I don't know where he's hanging out, but there's like Wenchels. Wenchels and Swingers used to, but after the pandemic, I don't know. But Wenchels, right? Well, there's like a Wenchels on every like few blocks in like pretty good neighborhood, like pretty normal neighborhoods, right?
Yeah.
And then if you don't have Wenchels, there's this other donut place and they're owned by the same people, right? It's like a bodega, bro. You know what I mean? Pretty much, but like
it's like the New York version of like when they have the deli and the convenience store together, but these people do donuts.
Exactly. No convenience store shit. Just donuts, and then they have chips, and you can get like frappuccinos and shit, right?
Yeah.
But then you can get bagel sandwiches, you can get breakfast burritos, you can get regular sandwiches, you can get bagel sandwich, you can get like all this. It's like a deli. You know what I mean? And those are 24/7. Like that's what Bat and I were talking about. We always call it Wenchies because all the niggas over there they be mispronouncing it. Like all the people who have speak English and shit. I love that. Those are homies out there. Like bro, I love LA so much, bro. Bro, I miss the fact that it's open because just talking to people who are outside, like the crackheads, and shit, they're just different. They're just different. What's up, Bat? We're doing a podcast. What's up, homie?
Hey, what's up, Bat?
Hey, bro, what's good?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are
Tell
you?
them about Wenchels. We're just talking about Wenchels.
Oh, hell yeah.
There you go.
I
This
love
is some-
Winchell's, bro.
You'll have some shit to say about Wenchels. Turkey avocado.
Tell me about Wenchels.
Dude, the mayonnaise is just the perfect amount of spicy, bro. If you get the croissant,
He gets to the point. He gets to the point.
Bro,
Fuck, dude.
Bad knows about his fucking food,
Dude,
bro.
my snacks, I do not play around, bro.
Bro, this the type of nigga he goes aiolis instead of mayonnaise. he goes they have a jalapeno aioli.
Oh, ooh, that sounded mighty elite over there.
They have a jalapeno aioli. What's up? Look at he's ripping darts around. This nigga's ripping darts.
My stomach and my mind just-
Bro.
Ooh, Barbie Reds, bro.
Bro, there's a kid here who
I'm thinking
I've never met a person
11,
this
22.
young to rip 2 packs of Bogues a day.
Oh, dude, this kid, not like that at all.
Yeah, no,
That's I'm gonna say some foul shit. I was like, this kid, no, not 2 packs a day.
no.
What you want right now?
I might drink some Jack, too.
Like 2 Stogs?
I just got over my work's done.
Or in 2 Stogs? Sorry, I don't want to derail the pot.
Oh
Either-
no, all good.
Okay.
Stoke conversation. Yeah,
Yeah, we're talking business.
we're talking
Like you were
business.
saying earlier about how when you're having what you want to do already, like this nigga wants to just rip his darts and make some
Yeah.
money. You know?
Yeah. You know Nestle snacks. It's gonna be Bat's darts. He's gonna have foreign darts that he shows people.
Yo, Bat have the name for this fucking pizza franchise called Popper's John, and it's like a gay pizza franchise. He's in the market space right now, and he called it Popper's John. How funny is that shit? He's yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very entrepreneurial ships.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. I mean,
No,
that's
but
how
bro,
you make
We
money.
only employ either woke people or the LGBT community, right? Because that's like an initiative, like
So-
minority.
So I'm starting to hear just opposite Chick-fil-A.
Anti-Papa John's was what I was thinking. Yeah,
Oh,
Chick-fil-A.
okay. Yeah. They
Like-
both fit the same boat.
They got Shaq, we got RuPaul. You know what I mean? It's marketing. It's marketing.
Decisions.
That's in general. Be online. Dude, have you ever watched RuPaul's Drag Race? I need to give that a watch. People talk about it enough.
His what?
RuPaul's Drag Race. Have you ever watched that?
No.
See, Miley Cyrus was talking about it on Rogan's show, right? And she even said that her people in Nashville and whatever, they wouldn't know. So that's probably like a woke watch on this side of the country. You know what I mean?
Wait.
Or-
I got a
Watch-
question for you about Rogan.
What's up?
Are they?
It's a good show. It's a good show. Like, dude, RuPaul. Never mind. Sorry, I need to clarify. RuPaul, like, it was like a king of the business, queen of the business, whatever it's supposed to be referred to as. Like,
Yeah.
But that show is just stupid successful. You haven't seen its reality show.
Oh.
Where people dress up as like they do drag, and it's like a competition.
Really? That's
No,
hard. That
It's like her and Tyler Perry are like the longest running people. Like,
that's cool.
How crazy is that, right?
Yeah.
Like legit, like back in the day before it was like super social. That's where I was like, okay, there's like respect on it. Okay,
Yeah.
anyway, continue.
I just listened to I think I listened to the Miley Cyrus podcast. I didn't watch it. Is he filming in Texas already?
Uh-huh. Oh no, he's not in Texas.
No.
That's all I know.
He's still in LA?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy that there's
I backlog stuff.
there's going to be a whole new hub of stand up.
Yeah, dude. If it would be dope if he opens a club. Like if he does that, that's a real power move, and then it makes sense.
I don't know if I bet you they all will or something.
Yeah, but that means him.
Yeah, but I've always felt like
Okay.
don't you think if Bert did a comedy bar, those would be to me that'd be the biggest hit of a comedy bar. If Bert had a say in how you design everything.
Dude, Bert could franchise comedy.
Yeah.
Dude, he could do some Barstool shit.
Yeah.
Bert sell his his cool machine logo. Like he could license the rights to somebody and then put it in every airport, in every sports stadium, every airport, every sports bar in America. That'd be crazy.
It would be.
That's what the Penn National Gaming. That's such a good deal they have. Barstool.
Yeah.
The 51%. So the people feel like they got big dick energy. You know what I mean? Because they own it. But Portnoy's got enough control over the people that if shit goes south, where he wouldn't want it to go, he could easily devalue shit. He could make shit look really or he could go, you know what I mean? He's in a position where shit could still go hectic.
Wait, so Portnoy still has 51%, right?
I don't think so. I think they do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He has 49%, and then the remainder creative control, some shit like that.
Ooh, so they have creative control?
Of what is going on. That's why he was doing the Call Her Daddy shit. For example, Penn National
Holy
Gaming.
fuck, was that an airplane?
Yeah. We always say it's Dane Cook because he goes my lows. He's telling Bert one day on this podcast. This just made me laugh. Because he's complaining to Bert about how he felt really bad at this time in his life, whatever. He's and I'm on the jet. And then Bert goes, hold up. My lows have never been on a jet. Because every time there's a jet or something smaller, the planes over here, we can say it's
it's Dane Cook's life just turning upside down.
No, it's Dane Cook's on this jet. He's just going over.
Wow. That has to be the most pretentious way to ever start a conversation if you say that. It's my low is just sitting on a PJ in Bogota. And
No, it was just funny, but why would he be in Bogota, Colombia? What is the
I
fuck
don't know. I was naming somewhere exotic now that I feel like Dane Cook's a guy who he goes on vacation weird places.
He goes to vacation to the drug capital of the world.
Maybe. That's where I'd want to go on vacation.
I don't blame you. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be cool.
Sometimes the White Claws just don't do it.
Yeah, it'd be like a video game. Try not to get abducted.
I was thinking about this. I have a theory. I think life's the ultimate escape room. No. If anybody takes that, I can't sue you, but you heard it here first, folks.
It's a simulation that's them modeling an escape room.
Nah, people want the escape room, and then we got the pandemic, and people are like, nah.
Yeah, that's just them putting the timer on the escape room.
Anybody who does an escape room after the pandemic is nuts.
Yeah. No, but I'm starting to think after like a week of riding public transportation, if you get on the train, you're nuts.
Bro, have you been on the subway yet?
Yeah, I put like 4 masks on because there's homeless people that get on with no mask, and that ain't mixing with me too well. I get a little scared. I'm like, bitch, you are huffing and puffing.
Is the urine sent up or down?
Huh?
Is the urine sent up or down?
Urine?
Yeah, per usual. Like the smell of urine.
Way less than San Francisco, I'd say. Way less than SF.
So we got shitty corners. We got shit on every corner, bro.
Yeah, no.
He's eating fucking gelato and people are shitting on the streets. Like, Jesus Christ. It's crazy.
I love, too, that it's just, like, so close to, like, a nice area in San Fran, too.
Bro, have you ever been to El Forlito when you're out here?
No. What is
God.
that?
You gotta, bro, dude, if you ever go to LA, yeah, you gotta stop by us. El Forlito is this Mexican restaurant in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's the burrito ever. I know people say that, but just look, niggas.
Like, genuinely?
Vice and them came there to, like, see that shit. Like, that shit is good, bro.
Wow.
And it's like $8. It's not like, dude, it's like, I don't know, because San Francisco has this thing called the Mission, you know, like the Mission District, right?
Yeah.
But it's the type of burrito they got over there. Bro, that shit was crazy. It blew my mind the first time I went there. I went there high as fuck. And
yeah. That's where, like, most of the mics are, right?
Yeah. The mics and all the good food. It's where all the culture is. Like, the only place left, pretty much. It's starting to get gentrified, but it's the only place left. Like, you know what I mean? But, dude, they cut the avocado. They don't do guac. They just cut the avocado right into your shit. I was like, dude, that's tight. Like, I don't know. If you like avocado, yeah. I was like, yeah.
That's like, oh, okay. I get it.
Okay, we're not playing games here.
It's better than, you know, Chipotle or whatever.
Yeah. But, dude, here's my thing. Whenever people compare Chipotle to things like that, they start shitting on Chipotle, right? Here's my one thing. Chipotle is its own thing. It's like
but the amount of people I've met here that legitimately say Chipotle is like their favorite food, I'm like, dude, you know it's not real food though, right? Like,
no, it's non-GMO. I know it's not actually
like,
Mexican food. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but what's crazy is about that is you motherfuckers live in New York. You probably go get a fire-ass burrito for like $6 from some crazy, it's like some dude. Actually, I don't know Mexican people out there, but you get some like Cuban fried rice, some crazy
dude,
shit.
I swear, I've had like 10 different places dollar pizza. Best dollar pizza I've had here was from an Indian family.
There you go.
I'm not even like. And I tried.
The best pizza here is Indian people make it, bro.
Really?
Straight, bro. That tandoor, bro. They got that shit on lock. They got it figured out.
They got one special ingredient that they
that
throw
oven, the tandoori oven. They knew back in the day, so they're like, you tell them a pizza oven with all the technology. That's that third world country shit. See, Italy's never been more than a second world, maybe. You know, honestly, they're always been first world. Like,
yeah.
If you're in a position to be racist, you've always been in the first world. Like, if you're in a you know what I mean? Like Slovakia might not, because like I feel like you could probably diss a couple Slovakian niggas with nobody backing them up. You know what I mean? All right, then we're gonna get
German's first world now, right?
Bro, German's always been the first world. German is the definition of fucking up your position. Like
like Germany's always been first world, but I feel like they made themselves the butt of the most jokes now.
They go crazy.
Yeah, they go a little stupid. They like to believe in one guy. I mean, I would like to see Charles Manson in Germany. That would have been cool to see afterwards how many followers he could get.
No, it wouldn't work. He needed the acid. You know that all happened like up here?
Yeah.
Bro, Cooper, you gotta come here so we can put you into the YouTube videos. You gotta
Alrighty.
Dude, you gotta, whatever they call it quits on your shit, we gotta link up and make moves. I'm being serious. They're gonna call it quits soon. You know.
Yeah, supposedly if it gets over 100 cases, it's called quits.
Yeah, bro.
I'm like, oh fuck, that's a week.
You ever umpire Little League?
Yes.
Okay, dude. Oh my god, I love you.
I sucked at it.
Listen one time. Oh my god, bro! Nobody outside of like some places in like certain places in Northern California. Everybody in California is such a soy boy. Like, I went to theater. I'm an actor, bro. Barely any of them did shit like that. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like everybody play Little League, right? Like niggas play like okay, like
and that was like usually your first job too. It was like umpiring Little League.
How you gonna earn money at like 15? You know what I mean? You have to get like.
I have to say, I did suck at it. I remember
Sorry, we gotta get a pitch counter. You feel me? For the kids.
One time I remember I had the pitch counter, so I could get the balls in the strike right. But I remember I like wasn't looking really, or like someone like wasn't paying attention, and the pitch came in, and I went, ball forward, take your base. It's like the 7th inning, so it's like last inning of the game, and the kid just goes, I fucking swung. I was like, oh, strike 3. It was pretty bad. I wasn't too great.
Bro, when you're 12 in Little League and the ump fucks up and you lose a game or something, you feel like the most devalued person in the game.
Yeah.
You feel like, oh my God, I don't even know what it's comparable to. Jesus. But I was saying, if you got a pitch counter for all the COVID cases at your school, the guy's just walking around and just clicking. You feel me?
Just clicking they kiss, they
anybody
high
with
fives.
slightly red cheeks, you could give a shit. He wants to get out of there. Anybody with slightly red cheeks is getting it.
Hold up a candle, rip off the label, ask them what they think it smells like. If they get it wrong, be like, you can't smell properly, obviously. I think you have COVID.
Dude, I can imagine an RA on a power trip because they have those like laser thermometer gun things, right? And that they're using. And he's just coming around, just hitting people from deep, and then just clicking it.
102, get the fuck home.
Go, everybody out. And we get the.
Bro, this place is so, like, they are so not prepared to have people living here right now. Every day at 11, my smoke alarm will go off. Like, I'll just be sitting there and it'll be like a drill. It's like fire drill. And I'm just like, this is horse shit.
That's low-key lit. That's like it's a little get up and go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But in the middle of a class, you're like, they're like, can you shut that off? It's like, it's not me.
Okay, no cap. No cap, bro. But you being on campus and going to school online seems like the biggest finesse. I swear to God, this is like a dark web scammer.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's running the finesse on you right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm getting a little swindled right now. Like, honestly, it's not great.
It's not just you guys, though. It's like a bunch of people, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, all the risk is on your guys' shoulders anyway. Either you're contracting COVID, and I'm sure you lose your deposits in which you've already paid, right?
Yep.
Like, anyway, then you have to dip. That's on you guys. Or they're like, you're missing a year of your education, yada, yada, because we need you here until a certain point, whatever the thing is. Or you can probably opt to online completely now, right?
You can because I could go home right now. Like, my roommate literally told me when I pulled in. He was like, yeah, I'm not coming. I was like, oh, dope. That sucks. And so he's like, yeah, I can like, he was like, yeah, I'll like come visit. And then the school, like, literally RA comes, knocks on my door 2 days later. He's like, hey, did the kid is your roommate tell you he's going to visit? And I was like, yeah, he bought the room. Isn't that allowed? And they're like, no. And I was like, okay, yeah, you guys don't want us here at all. You don't want any more people than you have. You'd prefer to send like half home, I think.
Probably all you niggas.
Yeah, probably. But I feel like if they sent all of us home, like, I feel like if colleges send everybody home, like if every college has to cancel again, basically, are they going to have to like give you some money back or something? Because I feel like some people are going to start to like file a lawsuit or some shit.
Probably, but they'll do that. They got the money. They got the bread.
Yeah, it's a college.
Cooped. Yeah, that's that old money.
Because like I'm thinking it's a 4x4, or like 5x10 space of all 4 white walls, nothing on them, old wooden desks. Like mine has poopy carved in it. Like I literally think this cost them like $6 a day to use, and then they're just like, yeah, let's make a pay $40,000. It'll work.
Dog, you're just being ungrateful. It's vintage. Poopy, bro. Poopy. You know how much that shit resale?
Resale.
You don't even know that resale
with
value.
With the fucking cross carved in it. Yeah, probably. It's a Jesus original.
No box logo poopy crucifix. That shit goes for like 10 G's.
Yeah.
No lie.
Yeah.
Not even put on it.
It is crazy though in New York when kids come from somewhere and go to a college in New York, how much money kids will take from this unemployment and just walk around the city and just buy the stupidest things for. It's crazy, bro.
What do you mean?
Cause like kids from New York who don't work, who like lived in like Western New York outside the city, like apparently you got a ridiculous amount of unemployment. Like they got like 10, 12 G's. And so these kids are just walking around, like spending all this money in like the first week just on every single piece of clothes they like. I'm like, this is so stupid.
That's crazy. Dude, that's crazy. I didn't know they got 12 G's. That's wild.
Or something like that. Maybe it's a little less, but I was like, dude, this is ridiculous. I'm like,
Good
you
for
guys.
those niggas.
I'm like, if you're gonna spend it like this, you should give some of it back. I'm like,
Yeah,
do you
all
know how
out.
much more we're gonna pay with it?
Good, dude. Who cares? Go ball out. Good for them.
Ball
I'm
the
happy.
fuck out. Yeah, I mean,
No, you. This is differences in ideology. I could give a fuck. Like, who cares? Let them spend it. They got it. Like, if they qualified to get it, if they
Yeah.
went to qualify, who gives a shit how they spend it?
yeah,
Like-
no, I just think like,
I'm not raised to count people's pockets either. Like, I don't care like what the fuck they're doing with their money. And I don't know.
yeah,
Well, also, if people paid into it, if we know how unemployment works, if people paid into it and they start getting it, like, and they're balling out, what if they started? They start buying a fucking Fila sweatsuit, but they paid into it anyway from working. Who
Yeah.
gives a- Because they can't work.
yeah, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's just
Like,
like when you see an 18-year-old kid who's like, I worked one day of a summer job. They told me to go home and I got unemployment for it. You're like, dude, this is ridiculous. How? Like, I'm like, this is cool.
why don't you get it? If it's so easy to get it, why don't you collect unemployment? That's my point. It's like all of these things, like, no, I get your point, but it's like, who gives a shit? If they're giving it to
Yeah.
people, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like, who really gives a fuck what they're spending it on?
Yeah.
I get it from a political standpoint.
No, and I don't even mean it from a political standpoint. I mean it
But-
from the fact of like, yo, aren't like 2 weeks down the line you're gonna want bread?
Yeah, but like people do that all the time. But like, the idea that you said to pay it back is hilarious. Because like then, what the fuck? They just printed all of this money. They just made all this money to give away.
Yeah.
Like this money didn't exist, which is hilarious. That's like the greater problem of the system. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
that's
like
an
all of
agree-
this shit. Like if we're gonna talk like shit that doesn't make sense, all of this shit. If you want them to pay it back, what are they paying back? To money
Yeah,
that
I
doesn't
don't know.
exist.
All
We're
my
gonna get
friends
taxed on.
get 'em, like put them directly towards the student loans to pay less out the gate.
Like, dude, my mom's not stopped a day working every day this whole COVID, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm saying, I'm not coming from a family where people are even sitting, just collecting right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I think it's like, there's a bigger, okay, that was a good point you made, right? Like, they're wilding out. But
Yeah.
like, the ability for that to happen,
Is the
there's a
bigger
bigger
issue.
problem. Yeah, there's a bigger problem in the system. Like, if that's what you're saying, like,
Yeah.
if they really got 12 G's, right, out of the cuts, and then they
Yeah.
could ball out, and they're balling out foolish, and then they're gonna be broke anyway. Maybe that
Yeah.
means you could be giving people more money. Who knows? If they can just make money, does that make sense? Because they're like, oh man, people have never had shit. Like some people have never had shit. They're
Yeah.
like, I wanna ball. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
I just have never had that need. Like, you know, as a person, like I've never had to be like, oh, I need to go spend all this shit. So you can stack it up, whatever. But like, I don't know. I would never believe in giving it back to them niggas. Does that make sense?
Not giving it back, but I guess like putting it towards something that's more useful.
Okay, yeah, obviously that makes sense. But like,
Yeah.
bro, but that feel a sweatsuit. What does that make them feel like? That would make them feel like $1 million.
Yeah.
Like, here's what's good.
Yeah. I'm just saying you could buy the Fila sweatsuit, but
No,
the
look, they're
Gucci,
like-
but the Gucci headband, nah. Let's not buy that one. No.
We're agreeing, but the point is like, I don't give a fuck. I'm
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Like, I hope. Like, I think it's hilarious. Like, I
Yeah.
hope they go and fucking buy like a used drop top range or some shit. You know what I mean? And like figuring.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I will definitely. Yeah. It's not like I will never do anything like that. There are going to be some financial decisions that we're like, wish I could have that one back.
Yeah, but like, it's just crazy. Like, also, if those people truly didn't have any ability to work, and now, which is hilarious, that they were making less money working. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a bigger problem too, Cooper, because they're making less money working than
Yeah, my buddy from Florida says like it's not close, like what some people get for unemployment versus what they make. And it's like not like 18, 20-year-olds. He's like, no, these are like 30-year-olds that I know that are like, should I go back to work?
Dude, it's so fucked. Like, just being in California, it's just besides grocery stores, you couldn't work anywhere. Like right now in Starbucks and like shit like that, right?
Yeah.
But like, dude, people, anybody out here who has ever been collecting or whatever, and you see them like spending it, that I've seen, these niggas aren't even getting enough because of how expensive some shit is. Nowadays, with the reduced unemployment, families are living on $400. So I don't know about a kid, like, okay, I get it. Maybe, I don't know what it is in New York, but over here, straight up, there's people freaking the fuck out. Like, I've seen it because you know how expensive rent is over here. So imagine that, and then you're only getting $400 and you can't work. Like, you're pregnant or some shit.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean too. It's like, all right, how the hell is there the same cap on a person who's like 18-year-old, just fresh out of high school or college, or 22-year-old out of college?
What's the right way? No, that's my point. I get it. It's all fucked. But that's my whole thing. I get this is the shit about Twitter too that is annoying. Then what's the point? Like, fuck it. Okay, say that. But for example, there's an 18-year-old right now.
Yeah.
Like, who stacked a bunch of bread and is about to invest in some crazy shit. And it's gonna change the whole.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be upset if you got that $6 grand. Let's say it wasn't even 12. Let's say you got 6. You wouldn't be upset.
No.
You could apply for it right now probably and get it too.
Nah.
Why not?
Oh. Nah, my like I still think I'm gonna work when I go back,
but you probably could, right?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So you could easily do it and then now have money that didn't exist, that you're not taking out of anybody's pocket. That was just printed for you to go do whatever you want. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's like we hating from outside of the club. You know what I mean? Like
I know what you mean. It's definitely like it's a thing that the second you take it. Yeah. And like I got buddies that were like, don't, like, you shouldn't take it. That's fucked up. Like, because obviously, you know, Republican town, you're gonna have some Trumpettes in there. And like they were like, don't take it. Second they need money for something, I took it, got about $7 grand. It worked out for me. I'm like, yeah, I get how money can change your beliefs so much.
You know what I mean? And then that's the narrative. And they're like, oh my God, it's just all hateful shit. Like, I don't know. Like, dude, I hope people get more money. This is my state. Like, I just hope.
I hope people get more money, but I hope it's like people who need it. Like, I don't think a parent should get the same amount as somebody else. And I feel like it's too close together sometimes.
Dude, wow, this is like these are all crazy things. Not you, I'm just saying, like, I know this is like a conversation people are having, you know what I mean? To me, this is all like crazy shit to quantify. Who the fuck are we? Anybody, right? Even a guy in Congress right now, right? Okay? Not Congress. Okay, maybe he's like smarter, but like a state guy, like a mayor or some shit, whatever.
Yeah.
To quantify what someone's value is and what they need during a time of need. You should overestimate.
Yeah.
Overestimate. Does that make sense?
But I think that they're kind of, and listen, this is from my perspective, not a lot of a perspective. So I'm saying it like, I feel like it was just like kind of like sums of money that were slapped down. They were like, this is what we're doing. We're just going to print this for everybody. And like, there should have been a little more. There should have been people read each report, see, okay, let's give them X. Let's give them X, and let's give them X. So that it could be, you know, somewhat more accurate.
You should Google what you're talking about.
Why? Because that's definitely a thing.
It's just so false. What you just said is so. No, it's not in a bad way, but it's just like that's always the misconception. They had to talk, like Congress and them. We're talking for months about
Yeah.
before they even greenlight anything to give people money. So
No,
like you want
no, but wait, are you saying though I'm wrong about that they kind of picked a sum to give people and that's what they kind of give?
that's what they do. They just give it
Yeah,
to you.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying, dude, they don't just decide and just start throwing out money. They all have, like, some people start here and they bring
Yeah.
it way down. So they
Yeah.
talk for months.
I guess what I'm saying is I think it should be like, or thought it should be like case by case more.
I feel you, bro.
Which I get. That's probably way harder to do. That's probably way more manpower.
So it's by case during a pandemic. And the rest
Like literally just read the file. Just read how
let's
many
line them up. Let's line them up.
read how many fucking kids they got. Read if she's married, you know?
You know you have to put in your social, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's why if they're just like slapping
Exactly what it
generalizations
is.
down, let's give one read. Let's see medical conditions, you know?
No, bro, is this like what the Trump, is this what the gang thinks in the East Coast, like in Boston? This is what the gang thinks? Is this the perspective? I'm just asking.
No. I'd say that my perspective is a little more like,
Dude, because that's so wrong. That's like the way that they would have to, okay, for me, I disagree. That's not wrong. I disagree rather. Because like I don't know who's to say it's right or wrong. That's a terrible way of looking at it. I disagree because like I think that that's incorrect information because, bro, there's so many hoops to jump through for people to even get it. And there's people not getting enough. So if you're saying people are splurging foolish anyway, right? Like that's such a small amount of money.
yeah.
You're understanding that these people are getting and misspending, these kids. So they're in a position that they can misspend that. But like there's people that are getting affected largely. They can't do case by case amidst the pandemic. That's insane. You have to test people every time. You know what I mean?
Huh?
You'd have to test people every time in order to have interviews with them and start talking to them.
No, like that's what I'm saying. It's like a general read. Like
Okay.
the government. Okay, the government has a piece of paper where they can
you're like,
read,
bro.
and it's like a synopsis on Coopcarleton. It is a quick 1-page read, and I feel like there should have been more using of that.
Yeah, they're like, all right, dude.
They look at like
the subway. We go crazy. He got fired second week. That's how it works for like most of the earned unemployment.
Yeah.
What you pay for, that's how it works. This is pandemic relief, Doug.
I know. It's pandemic relief, so it's different, but it's just like
It's so mad. I love it, Cooper. This is good. This is a good conversation.
Like I know I might sound a little in the wrong here. I'm just saying. Like
I'm not.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying if people listening to this might think, hey, he sounds a little fucked up right now.
Rogan's gotta watch out, bro. We got the conversations that people need. Bro, he's gotta watch out. This nigga's on Spotify. You're available. I'm flipping through pages over here. We got writing on. Look at that.
Yeah, we're rolling. We are rolling.
Shit's going down. Maybe, who knows? Maybe next week this will be a MAGA hat. Who knows? I might not be wearing. Who knows? Just it's all in the air.
I'm gonna come in with a shirt that says Charles Manson for my next political leader.
It says Trump greater than Charles Manson. Like those are your comparable people. Like those are your two goats. Like that was a controversial statement.
No, I just love with a recused amount of information. Like when I was younger and Trump was running for the first time, I loved to in a Republican town to just say he's just like Hitler and just like see people explode. And it was like, I'm like, yeah, it's a fun comparison to throw around, you know?
Yeah,
People, because you have some people that'll immediately like, I'd be like, yeah. And then no.
Time, dude.
Yeah. We're literally electing reality stars.
Hitler killed millions of people. Okay? And then people go, you're like Hitler. Okay?
I know.
Mind you, he's doing fucked up shit. He's putting kids in cages, right? But there's a better comparison. That like I've never.
Oh, there definitely is a better comparison. But I just love it.
I just love it. It's woke people. Not even you. I'm saying woke people. You don't get to defend. I'm talking about the woke people who just throw Hitler around. Like that's so crazy to me.
Like you'll get. I think once every 2 years, you get some guy who took over some third world country, and it'll be like he's next blank because he killed a lot of people. Usually it's Hitler.
Shout out to Coney, dude. The ones that got away. You know what I mean? Spotify playlist. The ones that got it. The ones that got away.
Wait, that was so long ago. What was that again, Coney?
You know, let me tell you some funny shit. My mom has been working in Africa her whole life. She's from there, all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she's really aware. When that shit started going on, she started laughing because she was already working in Africa. She goes, something is so off about this. She goes, this is such a scam. Literally. Okay, I was like 12. She's telling people this. Like I'd already been running orphanages in other like countries already for like many years, like since like the 80s and shit, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, so she's been with the shits. So she just goes, something's off about this because Joseph Coney and them have been doing this for years. So they go, why now would any of these people start giving a shit? Like, why now? Like, they're like, this has been going on for a long time. The damage has been done. Like, she's trying to tell me. Like, not even me, just people. She was saying, like some shit along those lines. You know what I mean? It's been going on. Like, people have tried this. This isn't an original movement. This is just woke to, like, the Western world. So I started to, like, now looking back on it, that's, like, the first moment, like, crazy woke over correction and with no no understanding. Like, not understanding anything.
Yeah.
Like, people thinking something's good. That shit and like shit like Tom's that are low-key just like a lie. Tom's was also a lie, I heard, like low-key. But like Tom's, the shoes. Like you buy a pair and they give a pair to like the kids in
Oh,
Africa.
yeah. I've always thought something like that was bullshit.
But the Coney dude.
What did he start
Look
on?
up Joseph Coney. Look up Joseph Coney. Bro, he's a fucking mass genocide. He told kids to kill their families, like all this shit. Like the shit that's been happening in Africa, right? That people just like let slide, like the Western countries. This is how you know that America also doesn't invade people. This is crazy. But this is how you know your audience is gonna love this. I'm such a fucking West Coast like weed smoking nigga. America does not invade countries unless it's advantageous for America, right? Even though they claim to go help places. For example, like they won't invade like Nigeria and all these other countries that have literal warlords who start causing mass genocide and turning kids against their parents. And there's ample reason to be able to do so, right? Like legit places like that, they won't do that. But they'll try to go to places that don't need it at all. Like,
yeah.
Like they'll just invade places, weapons of mass destruction. Fucking shout out to Dick Cheney. That's my guy. That's my nigga. My nigga Dick. We all know. My nigga Dick Cheney was happening.
Come on, Cheney. Come on the pod.
Yeah, what's that, dude? My nigga Dick. It was funny. But it's just facts. Dude, you know who Pol Pot is?
No. Gosh, we are gonna
Cooper,
go down a rabbit hole. We are gonna go down a rabbit hole
right
now.
You're right, Cooper. Look up Pol Pot. Can you type all this shit in Google, or should I send these to you? I can send these.
I can type it in. I just don't know. Are you saying Pol Pod?
Yeah, POL. Type that in.
Oh, Pol Pot. Okay.
Yeah, and then if you misspell it, it's all good. Dude, Peking Rally. It's all Peking raviolis under the bridge. You know what I mean?
Dude, I swear when I got here and I was like, I'm from just outside of Boston, somebody was like, oh my God, you guys call dumplings Peking raviolis. And I was like, no fucking way.
They said that?
Like, yeah, that was like the first thing he
said.
said.
We're in the fucking Matrix, Cooper. No, bro, Bat and I have a theory. I told you, bro, this is the Truman Show and shit. That's why we're gonna win. Everybody listening to this podcast, remember this shit. We're gonna win.
So the way to generate your best audience then is to be constantly talking to yourself, is what I'm hearing.
No, it's to be genuine. It's literally what the standard. I think you're serious.
No. I'm just saying I'm gonna start acting like I'm literally in the Truman Show, just looking out my window and fucking. It is crazy how you just.
The fog on the mirror. They remember the shit he was doing, like the space. Yeah. Bro,
after you watch that movie now, you're like, I get how he went a little crazy. I get how it was rough filming that movie. I couldn't do it.
Was that the one that set him off?
That was supposedly. It was he.
Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah, he did that one. Was that after it? Yeah.
Well, after, yeah.
He supposedly like took a little break because he was burnt out after they told him. He was like, I did 2 movies. Then they told me I was going to get like time off. And then they said, no, we have to do the Truman Show. And so then he took a break, came back, and was like, fuck this. Never mind. I'll leave again.
Bro, like it must be stressful back then to be a box office star, like where they're
Mm.
tracking all your shit, like you know what I mean, and you have very
You're
limited.
never gonna like. I don't think anything will ever touch what something like that was.
Those network things. No, we need something different. I hope there's
Yeah.
something. I hope there's something like that. It's gonna be different though. It's not gonna be in the same way we used to think about it. You know what I mean?
And I
That's-
think it's kind of, like what SoundCloud did for music. It's like it's made like podcasts and everything make everything so accessible for everybody now. So there's going to be more people.
all that shit. There's gonna be a new wave though of like there has to be something that connects people. Like you know what I mean? Like their shit.
I think it's like
Music does. So.
a YouTube type platform that looks like Netflix. Like that has like the interface and the easy to useness of like Netflix, and like it's like short shit on it.
Yeah, YouTube is gonna be also on the people who create YouTube content.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Oh no, definitely.
Like I've always thought about it as like if you make enough money to put it back into the product,
Yeah.
raise the production value. Like there's a lot of people I watch on YouTube that are like sick. Like they make documentaries and shit and like really have facts that could be or should be on Netflix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this guy, like The Right Opinion, I use him as an example a lot of my podcasts, right? But he's like, his production value, bro, is ridiculous. Like he did an ad for like NordVPN or whatever, ExpressVPN, like for this new thing. And it was like a mini spy movie at the beginning of his fucking documentary about something had nothing to do with that. And it was just so dope. Like
That's sick.
Not like on a weird shit, but like just the way it came in, right? Like he was already like, nobody knows what this, like maybe people don't know this topic very well. Cause it was like about this guy, Nikocado Avocado, I think, or some shit like that, right? Like whatever his most recent video is.
Yeah.
And it's like a 2 hour long video. And cause he hadn't been dropping videos for like a month or 2 months, or it was like, what the fuck? So he really put his time into this whole video and it was crazy. It was like, it was a legit, like a Warner Brothers, like little movie shit. Like, you feel me?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, that's what I think. Like, I was just about to ask you then, do you think if like short stuff is becoming the move for everything and like shorter is almost kind of becoming the new thing, do you think ABC or like big box office companies or big television companies are going to start making content like that? Like more so than they do?
They try though. They try to repackage. They're not original. Nobody is original. Like in the studio.
But do you think they're gonna get to a point where they like?
I'll explain.
Give
no, I know what you're saying.
YouTubers projects.
No, I know what you're saying. Listen, like they've tried. Okay, look. This is the great problem I see. So all of this shit too, to anybody who doesn't know who I am or whatever, like eventually it'll make sense. Like when I lay this out, you'll see like when I go and do whatever, yada yada. Let's talk that shit. But other than that, the point is, this is the great problem I see right now with all of the things. The YouTube people think they need the Hollywood people, right? Okay, and they never commit to doing the full Rogans a lot of the time, right? Not all the YouTube people are talented in the conventional way or cut their teeth on a normal art form to then go and be compatible with the big studios, like trying to make movies. Their movies don't normally do well. You know what I mean? Like Smosh and them had terrible movies. Dobrik and them, whenever they're in movies, aren't very good. But the YouTube content's very, very good. Like, it's phenomenal shit. It's above and beyond. And then the studios don't have any way of connecting really genuinely to a YouTube audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, really have a crossover way of genuinely connecting because nobody commits to being in the middle. Like nobody wants to take the time to owning their own shit and then carving out these deals the way Rogan did, where it's like he's partnering with the industry. You know, it's Nipsey Hussle was talking about. You know, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's not music, right? This is looking at the videos. Like the game is very similar, right? It's not looking at it as being a cog in the machine. They want to be partners, but you have to. The thing about that is,
you have to bring value then.
And it's hard. And you have to have skills. Like you have to have a lot of skills, right?
You have to be the 1% of the 1%.
for example, Rogan can do a stand-up in his podcast. He has two very dominant skills. His stand-up things, like we see the value of specials now, like for Chappelle, right? So he could get 20 mil, let's say. Rogan could, like, right, for a special. And now his podcast and whatnot is already extremely valuable because however much he was making off shows, he's already worth 40 million before he got Steel. Like, you know what I mean? So how crazy is that? Just in comparison to a Dobrik and them. I'm sure they're very rich, right? But I don't know.
The value is different. The value you bring in yourself is a different level with them.
Yeah, and you don't need anybody. You don't really need anybody. So you just need, if they want your product, you need a licensing position or some shit like that where like, but then that allows you to be crossover if you don't go completely industry. Like I was going to say the closest thing to it would have been Kevin Hart, right? But you know what he fucked up? Like this is where he fucked up in my opinion. He did like Kevin Hart's perfect. He didn't fuck up. But you know what? Like where he didn't do the perfect move is the Sirius XM fucking putting his shit on Sirius. Even though they give you a big chunk of money, right? The value of owning your own podcast is almost like a network now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The value of owning your own podcast and driving the value of that thing up through the ceiling is crazy. Like, you know what? You feel me? It's fucking
totally.
Yeah. So like, imagine if Kevin Hart had a podcast, not a Sirius XM show, because his Sirius XM clips already do millions because they're fucking funny. Like him and his homies are funny. Like they're like, his actual friends. So it comes off as genuine. It's like a Rogan hang every week. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. And he did it. And it's not competitive. It's not a competitive thing because they're like, cool. So it would have been huge. He would have been like, it's fucking dominant. So Dobrik wants to be Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Kimmel wants to be Dobrik, but neither of them have spent the time to learn those fields. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Wow.
Like that's how I look at it. So our generation, anybody in our generation, any young person listening to this, the whole point is to not be a devalued jack of all trades, meaning you don't understand, like meaning you know things pretty good, but you're not really good at any of them. It's like picking 2 or 3 things that you can actually become really fucking dominant at, right? Like they're in your skill set. And that means not overextending what you think you can do. Like if you're a comedian, maybe like comedians, you need to learn how to make YouTube videos and podcasts. That's 3 things already, right? Yeah. So like that's just a solid move as a comedian. But then musicians are like, oh, I gotta understand my artistry for my music videos, and then how my music composition or whatever. If I start doing this other level of media where I vlog about my music composition, right? So then there's like 3 other things, 2 things. So those are all under that umbrella. But those are like different avenues in like the arts, right? Like they'd be like, oh, he's a filmmaker. If you start filming. Yeah. Yeah,
but I ain't just that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like,
I get totally what you're saying.
Yeah, but I don't think enough people look at it like that. You know what I mean? So if you did, I didn't look at it like that. I have to remind myself to look at it like that even because it looks very appealing to me. Like I want to sign a deal, right? No, like you just keep like, dude, the podcast, right? You just keep stacking up your views and you keep collecting all the revenue from anything, from the little bullshit anchor ad, from anything. You keep collecting all the shit you've been making, right? Now we're getting to 50 episodes. Kassa podcast with the K, by the way. But now we're getting to episodes. Yes. I'm gonna start my YouTube. I'll send you the link. You can put it in your description. But we're starting to get to the level where it's like now we can drop YouTube videos. But it's all about being patient. So like the good product and whatnot. But like owning all this shit, I can imagine how much it'll be worth if you own everything and you have a website or whatever. If you ever blow up, not saying that you're gonna or you have to. I'm perfect, anything like that for me. But it's like, if you do, the value of having all that shit. Like, nigga, imagine if like, if the Beatles owned all their masters and Michael Jackson wouldn't have bought all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly. That is the one thing that I didn't realize comedians weren't doing. Then you hear most of them, they don't own their shit, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Dude, anybody trying to start shit, it's just own all your shit. It's really valuable. And you can't quit. If you're gonna start, so you can't quit. Like the thing with our age group too is a lot of people are quitting. So like people don't take your shit seriously at all. It starts as a joke always. You know what I mean? Because everybody's something. Like everybody's like a fucking stylist, designer, a rapper, right? And then now people want to be comedians and podcasters, right? Or people are doing podcasts to get money, and they're doing comedy to get TV shows, which has never worked. So like, you can just listen to anything the OGs.
Back the fuck off. Yeah.
So
That's...
it's not even, you don't even gotta worry about it. It's just like, dude.
No, it's just to me, it's like
quit. They're gonna quit. You don't have love for it. Like, the shit doesn't pay off quick enough for them to last. Does that make sense? Like, they don't care. Like, they're not sitting there with like 10 views. You know what I mean? Like, they're not doing that all the time. Like, they're not willing. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's the part of it that's lost on all the things. Like, so once people learn that, and then you can murder whatever. Like, I hate the term transmediate, but you can murder all those different levels of things you're doing. Like, you can really kill it. Bro, you'll be more valuable than Dobrik. Like, people want to be like these people. That's amazing. But like, they already happen. They're them. So you want to be like you, and then take the best influence from them. Like, people aren't humble enough. I'm humble enough to learn from niggas like my age. Like, Dobrik is way older, but he's like 6 years older than me. How old is he? 20? Some shit.
Yeah, 26, something like that.
Probably, but like I just 20. But anyway, shit. If he's my age, dude, there's a lot of shit to be taken from it. How they were doing things. Also, the mistakes they're trying to make, like the mistakes they make as well. So it's like,
yeah, I totally agree with you, man. And that being said, I think that's probably the best note to end on for the listeners, man.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
End with that little life lesson from Mayu.
Kill myself.
What'd you say?
Said I'm gonna kill myself.
No.
Fucking around. It's fucking, we're gonna end it on a lighter note. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good shit, I guess. Good shit on the pod, gang, nigga.